Hello, welcome to our physics lab of the second partial. Our team is made up by Sofia, Emmanuel, Eduardo, and Dominguez, and we will present you types of heat and heat transfer.
Specific heat. The specific heat, when heat goes into an object and there is not a phase change, the temperature of the object increases. They change the temperature depends in a property along with the specific heat. The latent heat is when heat flows out or into an object. It also can produce a change on its physical phase. This process will occur without a change in the temperature. The heat involved in such a change is called latent heat. The heat transfer conduction. Heat conduction can be visualized as being carried out via a molecular collision. The things important here in our practice, we need to use the conduction convention, and that's it. There's three in the heat transfer: is conduction, convention, and radiation.
Heat transfer, well, the heat transfer type that will be happening mainly is conduction, because conduction is the transfer of energy from one molecule to another by direct contact. And well, it's pretty self-explanatory on how this type of heat transfer will apply on our project, since it's mainly turn around friction. How does latent heat relate to what we're going to do as well? Well, as Emmanuel explained again, it's when heat flows out or into an object. It can also produce a change on its physical state. Well, it's pretty much self-explanatory. As we continue to constantly make movements in order to get this style of ice cream correct, heat will obviously be flowing in or out of the object. While as I explained that there will not be a phase change, that it can vary here depending on some parts of the ice cream, but mostly it will stay on a regular state, but it is possible for a change. So how does specific heat relate onto what we're going to do? Well, basically, as Emmanuel explained, it's that when heat goes into an object, but there is no phase change. So when we're spinning the wheel in order to get the consistency and everything, so that it tastes right and gets the consistency of a garrafa style ice cream, the temperature of the object will increase. However, it will not change from phase.
Why is salt necessary for this process? When salt is added, the equilibrium will be reached and kept at the lower temperatures required. But when salt comes into contact with the ice in the road, some heat is released because of the solvation process. This melts the ice, yielding once again in a nice water equilibrium. But because of the presence of salt, this mixture will refreeze at lower temperature than 0 degrees. In both cases, the lowering of the freezing point will depend on the concentration of salt in the mixture.
In order for you to see how the experiment was taken, we will have Eduardo making it so that you can see how this delicious garrafa style ice cream was made. In order to conclude, we can tell that heat is pretty much a pretty important thing in our general life, as we use it to cook. We use it in our own bodies to regulate certain processes, And well, as we could prove here, it's very useful in towards making some delicious carafa style ice cream. Thank you for your attention.